What? Welcome back to the Stoop, football fans. It's your boy Lolo, and looks like Mark and I are. John decided to give me some consolation. He doesn't want me to be by myself at this moment in time. So, Mark,
it's tough. It's tough. It was tough loss for you guys. Tough loss.
Yeah, it almost.
I really wanted to draw for the Wolves' sake.
It almost feels better being beaten 4-0. You know, where you're just like so clearly.
Right. Well, can we agree on one thing, that it was a good match? It was well fought, back and forth.
You know what?
Let's call it for what it is, because it was a good match. It was very entertaining.
For the shittiest that these two teams have played this season, the shitty ways these two teams have played this season, this was higher level football for both of them, especially Man United in the second match. I think
this was definitely the best match that I watched this midweek.
So let me give you my straight up. First of all, welcome to the show, everybody. I like that my comments get popped up as well. Director John is in the back of the house. He'll be looking at all your comments, so don't forget, get them in there. And if they're funny enough, he might even remember it if they're coming fast and furious. So, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you see that we've got green people's names here, or people's names here with that are in bold, and they have the badge next to them, that's because they are members of the Stoop crew. It costs very, very, very little to join the Stoop crew. Go ahead and do it and show your support. Mr. Tom is a Stoop crew.
For the price of a cup of coffee.
Jimmy, great to see you. I know Ben was here. Anders is here. Listen, guys, the Arsenal match. Sorry, let me finish that. Hit that like button. It matters to us, like emotionally. And yes, YouTubially as well,
emotionally,
but moreover, in it means more to us for YouTube. But hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and look, we're just kicking off. Why don't you hit that share button and tweet it on your Twitter account or your Facebook account? Tell your grandma, yo, wake up, Lolo's about to start crying. Want to see a grown man cry?
Because it's about to happen. You're not gonna cry.
We've got some extra Arsenal fans who are waiting in the wings. We see you guys down there. We're going to rant for a minute and we'll bring you on at any point. So if you do have to bounce out and come back, feel free to do so if we don't get you in time. But here we go. Mark, before I get absolutely angry at you.
Why me? I haven't said anything.
I know you're going to do it to me. I know you're going to do it to me.
All I said, it was a good game.
You see, just it's the way it comes out of your mouth. Like I'm so glad you didn't come to the Stoop today. No, I'm just kidding. No, we usually have a better view of the match when we're together, and I'm telling you what to watch.
Telling me what to say.
Okay, let me just get my rant out here. Jean Dion, I see you in the house as well. Calvin, good to see you. No crying in baseball. Thank God we're not watching that sport. Listen. Jean Dion right here is hitting on a massive point for me. This match showed me so clearly that as good as our defense can be, and as solid as they can get, as good as our young little midfield can be, even Smith Rowe, Lacazette, Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, even Lacazette in there, who's a bit older. But as good as we can be, if we don't have someone who can smash goals in, like we got in a shootout and we had no, like our pistols were left at the hotel or something. We left the pistols in the saddlebag or something. What were those shots by Aubameyang? And I don't want you to answer yet, Mark. I just want to. Let me get this.
I know that's rhetorical. I know that's rhetorical.
And even though he was offside on one goal, still should have fucking gone in. It actually moreover should have gone in because you were cheating because you were offside. Anyway, I'm mad. And thank you, John, for consoling me a little bit. Yeah, and my Saints are going to lose today as well. My New Orleans, I'm not even fucking.
Yeah, you are.
Aubameyang could go play for the Saints. He'd probably do better at this point, score more points. But just let me say, we looked very, very good in the first half. first half up until we had a little fuck up brain fart in the back end and gave up that goal. For the most part, we were on them and they weren't ready for us. They looked like us and we looked like Liverpool. You know what I mean? It was very much that way. And when we weren't up by 2 goals, even 3 goals towards the end of the first half, I was like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to fucking happen. We had all those chances in the beginning of the match and nothing came of it. And we were going to fall into a flow. I knew that our team could not keep up the press the way they were, that eventually we were going to fall back. And what happens? We score the goal. We can get into all that nonsense about the goal if you want. But as a team, we score the goal, pressed for 2 minutes. And I was like, yes, don't stop. Don't stop. Get it. Like, come on, girl. And then we sat back. And that's when the errors started happening. And Via Martin, only comparing ourselves to Liverpool against United looking like us, Man United looking like us. But in the end, they got a call and we didn't get a call. We can argue that. I feel like Odegaard was owed a penalty call because he tackled someone last match and didn't get called for it. And Harry Maguire does the same exact thing and they don't call it again. So I kind of felt like we were owed that from the Newcastle game. But then he goes and dives in when, like, look who's getting the ball. Sancho is feeding the ball to Fred. Let him fucking have it. Don't dive into him. He's not feeding it into Ronaldo. It's fucking Fred.
Fred's been playing well the last couple of games.
Yeah, but still, he's not your goal threat. And he's going to try to lay it off to somebody. You don't go in and It's not a sure goal. If it's Ronaldo, maybe but, you dive in.
I mean, it was a pretty smart play by Fred to draw the foul. To kind of
it was a great run. I think Fred actually had one of the best games I've ever seen.
I would be tempted. I would be tempted to give Fred man of the match, but only tempted. Only tempted.
Wrong, Fred.
Look, man. Look. Let's say this about Arsenal. In the past, the Arsenal that I have grown up with knowing has been a team that could have easily hung its head and packed it in when Ronaldo scores the penalty to go up 2-1. But you don't.
Yeah.
You guys actually kept fighting. You guys fought till the very end. You know, I mean, you played a good team who's been shameful. It has been absolutely shameful, but let's be honest, their record and their past results do not dictate what kind of team they are. This is a team that can pull out a game like this, and they did.
No, you look at the players that they have, and I've said that before, player to player, they are a more talented team than Arsenal.
And this is the best game I've seen Maguire play in a month and a half, 2 months.
If you looked at money-wise and like world ranked, like Diogo Jota is behind guys that are on the bench for Man United. So anyway, they have a very talented team. Macronomical, I see you in the house. Good to see you back here. But I see what you're saying. Once Bruno scored, Arsenal were fucked. Game plan was park the bus and it backfired. I saw it all the way. Why? Cristiano Ronaldo or Bruno Fernandes, one of these guys is gonna get in behind us. They're gonna get in behind us. This match was never going to be won by one goal or with one goal. So, right. Mark, before we get into all that, I'm gonna bring in our first Arsenal fan just let me know where I'm at with my feeling on this, and just to get more firepower before you tell me why I'm wrong, Mark. And I do love your opinions, Mark. I'm just raging at you.
No worries. I'd be upset.
It's like the 1950s and you're my wife, Shut up already. Let's bring in Tony. Tony, good to see you out in Oklahoma.
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Yeah, it's still that might be 1950s elsewhere in the United States, but Oklahoma, Texas region, you still treat your wife like that.
Oh, Jesus,
Oof.
Tony, you can't.
My wife would leave me
He only
in a
speaks the truth.
grave, shallow, 4 feet deep, with a dog buried on top of me, so that the cadaver dog would never find my body.
So Tony, give me your first opinions, first thoughts on instant reactions on what happened here. What did you see today?
First day I seen the lineup, I seen El Nini in there. I was like, why the fuck's he getting his first Premier League start of the season? Him and Party were fucking awful the entire game. One of them should have came off at halftime, but you know, Arteta's not to make a substitution before the 70th minute. I'm a watch along I was on. I was trying to get anybody to bet me £20 that we'd have a substitution before 70 minutes. Guess what? We didn't.
Dead on, right? 71 minutes, 70th minute or something like that.
Yeah.
That, I mean, that's my big problem with Arteta is the lack of flexibility in his mindset and game plan and change, how to change shit up if it's not working.
Come on.
So what I see happening, the games where Arsenal gets broken down, not even broken down, but overwhelmed and taken over, and we lose like this, is playing all these youngsters who, yes, when things are going well, things are going well. Have you ever had a conversation with a millennial? How old are these kids? Fucking 22? They might not even be in millennials, right?
Centennial,
have you ever had a conversation?
Centennial.
Well, Centennial. There you go. That doesn't sound right. That sounds like my grandma, but centennials. Have you ever had a conversation with these guys? So they learn so much from fucking Google and Wikipedia and all this stuff their whole life that they know more than you ever did at that age. So you can be having a very good conversation with them. And when you are, things are going good and good and good. But as soon as you change, like give a differing opinion that's against them, it's like, what? Yeah, cancel you, get rid of you, fuck off. They stop listening and they don't know how to actually have a proper debate. And they break down and they go, I don't know what to do. That's Arsenal right now when shit gets hard. And Mark, you were right that after a moment, they did pick it up and they did fight back a little bit.
Yeah.
But to me, why did you how do you let it get to that point? Is because you sit back and the back passes begin. And I would say El Nene had a very good game, except for all the fucking back passes, because he was all over the pitch and he was doing all right. But where is the fuck? Let's go. They have the worst defense, third worst defense in the league. Go at them.
Yep, we score them on them. We park the fucking bus like we always fucking do.
And look, if it's not working, what the fuck is Eddie Nketiah and Lacazette going to do with 20 minutes when they're parking the bus?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
With your last hopes, Eddie and Nketiah, you know you're fucked.
Who just said he wants to leave? All right, Tony, we're gonna bring in somebody else as well, just to get some more Arsenal opinions, and because he's been sitting here for a while. But hey, Gary, good to see you.
Hey,
man.
Gary, how you doing?
Hello, Lolo. Hello, Mark.
Hey,
Tony.
Gary.
I'm shaking my head because.
So listen, did you guys know the IT Crowd? The TV show, the IT Crowd? It's about these two IT guys. It's very funny with Chris O'Dowd, the Irish guy.
If you guys haven't seen it, you owe yourselves to see a few episodes because it is quite funny. And it's not one of those things where, because for me, a lot of British humor just kind of flies over the top because it's very specific.
Yeah.
This is obviously, you've worked in an office, you can relate. It's
so it's about
but yeah, you definitely need to check it out.
Who are like they're clearly nerdy type dudes, and the mailman comes down one day, and one of the guys goes, "You see that ludicrous display last night? What was Wenger thinking putting Walcott on at the 87 minute? That's the thing about Arsenal, bro. Always trying to walk it in." And he's like, you're talking man things. You're talking football stuff in a man voice. And he's like, there's this app that you can, and this was like 10 years ago, by the way. This is clearly Wenger ball, but you type it in and it gives you something to say. But so many times after an Arsenal match, I hear that in my head. You see that ludicrous display last night? And they just keep saying it over and over. That's their one man thing that they say. But that's kind of what I felt like. Why did we score one goal in the first half and think that was enough? Is that where you are, Gary?
It looks like the team decided to set back, but I've heard multiple times many times the commentary actually say Arteta is screaming for them to push up the field. So I don't know what to believe. Is it the players just deciding we got a lead so we can hold on to it, or is it actually Arteta really actually telling them, you know what, you've got a goal. Let's just hang back and chill out for a little bit, and then we'll, if we need to, we'll get back in this match. So I really don't know, because we see it consistently. Consistently, we see this. It doesn't even matter. We could be up 3-0, and we'll still do that.
You see it week in, week out.
We do that. We did that against the Spurs, and they got a goal, and we're lucky they didn't get a second one. But this is consistent every time. You take a lead, and then you basically like, all right, we're going to take a break for the rest of the half. Who does that?
Yeah,
one of your biggest rivals, a team that you shouldn't be ahead of in many people's eyes, and you're just going to sit back and let them control the game, just like you did against, So you've done multiple times, and every time you pay for it. Every time you pay for it. We can't defend. We can't defend for 90 minutes. So I don't even know why we try.
Well, why would you? Manchester United literally has fucking Ronaldo up front next to Marcus Rashford, next to fucking Jadon Sancho. Why would you invite them to come at you? I don't care how good Gabriel has been, how good Ben White has been, and how good Ramsdale has been. It doesn't fucking matter. And Odegaard, second penalty in 2 weeks. I mean, the first one wasn't called against Newcastle, but it was like, if we're going to complain about Maguire fouling Tomiyasu, if anybody's gonna be like, oh, well, we should have been tied, we should have got that penalty, well, then we should have drawn with Newcastle last week, because
Tomiyasu's arm is 6 inches longer now.
He is, and he should, it's pulling him to the left now.
Yeah, and it's just the kind of thing that you've just over the years have seen Maguire get away with time and time and time again, and it's just not, for me, it's not even worth. Yeah. It's not even worth addressing, because you just know he's going to get away with one. Remember last year? I'm not sure against what team, but he basically suplexes the guy and just slams him on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, John, you're killing Gary down
that's
there.
Something that's something that Maguire gets away with, and so today, man, it's just when I saw it, I was like, yeah, they're never going to call that. Never going to call it.
Well, I thought it was the fridge, so I got a little scared there. What's the other? Here we go. Tell me this. One of the best players, some would say, of all time.
Yeah.
Should you know where he is on the pitch?
Always.
One of the best in the world, maybe number 2, maybe number 1, depending on who you're talking to right now. Should you not know where he is on the pitch?
Always.
What do we do? What do we do? I mean, I know we're not playing a zonal defense there, but you got to know where he is. You got to know where Bruno is in the box. Yeah. In the box, you have to know where the threat is. Isn't that what do we do all week? Let's see.
Yep.
If somebody's in the box and it's Bruno, or if it's Ronaldo, maybe we should check them out a little bit. Make sure they don't get the ball, right? Maybe we should guard them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, those
absolutely.
So I'm like,
that's training, Gary. Arteta only cares about training.
Well, obviously not, because we didn't do it today. So so I'm like a little torn here, because I'm like, am I a deluded fan thinking we had a chance, or should I just be really pissed at Arsenal because we let this one get out of hand again?
I think you could be a little from column A, a little from column B, but for me, this just shows Arteta's inability or refusal to make adjustments.
Yep.
I just they just stuck with it, and it's just like, if you're gonna make an adjustment, this is a time you make that little love letter and you pass it to someone, and they pass it around and they check the boxes, and they do something. They make a tactical change, and Arteta just doesn't do that.
Or makes a substitution, which he doesn't do either.
No. So listen, guys, there's Bobby Two Scoops here says, could Arteta not have been looking to counterattack? Not sure that's parking the bus. Here's where I hear what he's saying here, because Gary, you came in saying parking the bus. I didn't feel parking the bus. I felt like an in between, okay, now let's kind of hold. So we weren't quite pressing and attacking, but we weren't full on defending. It was a lot of meandering and losing the ball in weird positions.
That's all we did for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, because I feel like if we were really parking the bus, we would just triangle around, 3-pass around people for a while. Unless that's what we're trying to do and we're just bad at it.
No, I think we confuse teams because they don't understand what's going on. You just scored, and now you're not defending us anymore, and you're allowing us to get the ball. And you see the ball just go around and around and around. At some point, somebody's going to realize, guess what? If Arsenal scores on us, guess what? They're going to set back. Yeah. They're going to park the bus. Guess what? Just attack them. Don't even bother worrying about, should I make the crisp pass? No, just attack them. Because think about it, if they put their head down and just said, you know what, we're just going to go straight through your defense, we probably wouldn't stop them, because that's the way they scored anyways. Mm-hmm. They scored exactly like that every time. They just came straight through. We put up no defense, no resistance to their attack. We just basically let them go wherever they needed to. Voila, 2 goals. They got 2 goals by doing that. We didn't defend well, and that's, I don't know what Arteta said after the match, but if he's not upset with his defense, he should be. Because I don't think any of that had anything to do with, Ronaldo's the best in the world and Bruno's always going to be. No, that's not the way. That was just a really, really bad game from Arsenal. Based on
Gary, because watching it, Gary, I'm sure you were right there going, somebody get Ronaldo. Why? That's what I think I yelled that. I was watching it on my laptop.
I wonder where, Mr. Tom.
But I'm just screaming Ronaldo, somebody, anybody. How?
When do we stop the ball? Is that not in the game plan? The ball's coming with nobody. You're just gonna absorb it and just sit back. At some point, somebody has to go out there and stop the ball. How many times have we actually had sat there and the defender just says, you know what, you can have all the space you want, I'm just gonna back up. Yeah, that never happens. We have to go by them every time, right?
Absolutely.
So, you know what? Just look at what the other team's doing. Don't even worry about what Arteta is doing, because they'll tell you what you're not doing right. Every time we sit, we've seen this for so many years, right? We've seen this for so many years as far as the defense goes. I think our offense actually looked pretty good today, and I'm still upset with it. I'm still upset with it, but we scored 2 goals and we didn't look like we wanted to score. So I can only imagine if we wanted to score today, how that would have looked, It's a opportunity lost, and I don't like doing that when if we missed goals, I'm even upset with Saka when he came in. What was up with the 2 touches? Why can't he just put a foot through the
2 touches? But listen, Martinelli as well. I was surprised when Smith Rowe came off, because I was like, Martinelli's done fuck all, and then they move him to the other side, and all of a sudden he's lighting the place up, and I was like, what the fuck?
He had a great second half.
So
as well as one could.
Guys, can I just say? Oh, let me ask you guys. My original rant when we started the show was, we win this game with a different striker. This exact match, Aubameyang had 2 3, 4, if you include the offside, opportunities to score where old Aubameyang or young Aubameyang, I guess, puts it away. Confidently curls one in. He had, and they were like Fred's shot last week. You remember that one? That's what they felt like. I was like, what? Why even take that shot if that's how you're going to hit it? And then even when he gets in clear and has a tap in, it still gets saved, but he's offside.
He doesn't pose any threat to the defense. They don't even have to plan for him.
No.
You know what? We know Ronaldo's there, and we're supposed to know that Ronaldo's there. Today we didn't. We're supposed to know that, you know what? Salah will be in the middle of the pitch if you make a mistake.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that in the world, right? But we don't.
Yeah.
You know, so Aubameyang, once again, he's not I'm speechless because I'm like, why? What are you doing? What are you doing? And you know, if you at least scream at the official for pulling Tomiyasu's hand out of its socket, right? At least do. Can you do something for me, please?
Gabriel did. Nobody else did.
No, the whole team should have been screaming at the official. Look at his arm over here, and he's standing over there. What's going on, official? Can you tell me why his arm is over there?
Yeah. Do something. I think Aubameyang was like Tony's camera. It was wandering all over the place, and the finish is never that great.
That's how I felt about that's how I felt about Odegaard in the first half. He just seemed to be all over the place, and he looked like a lost tourist in New York City. Am I supposed to be here?
Yeah, I put in
Where's my train?
There it goes again.
I put in my notes, Erdegaard and Aubameyang were missing in the first half.
Yeah.
Like were they on the pitch? At some point, I think on a watch line, I thought I heard somebody say, we're playing 9 against 11 today. Because we just don't have a striker, and we don't have a cam. So what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was disappointing.
Well, guys, I want to pose one other talking point. And Mark and I got a little brief chance to discuss it before the show, and we don't agree. So I want to pose a question and let Mark present his point, and then hear what you guys have to say about this. And then we're going to move on. We are going to cover all the matches that happened in the past couple days as well. But so let me just say, the first goal, Emil Smith-Rowe's little nicely taken shot, that was a goal, while David De Gea is laying on the ground.
And he froze.
He was laying on the ground because there's no keeper. I said it's a good goal. It's a fine goal. It's actually, it would have been a shot on target. He would have had to make the save if he was standing up. Nothing else would have changed. To me, the cheap part of it was David De Gea falling down at the slightest contact on his foot, knowing that VAR would have him covered, not realizing it was his buddy who did it. Then, he doesn't realize who did it. He just knows that's a foul on me. I can fall. Nothing will happen. They're going to blow the whistle. I just need to lay down for a minute. And meanwhile, the play goes on for 2 more seconds, and the ref turns around. And yes, we kind of were lucky that he didn't see him laying down until after the goal went in. And then he blew the whistle. Because Mark was right about, if he had seen him, he would have blown the whistle. And I said he would have been wrong. The ref would have been wrong and never would have known it, because it wouldn't have gone to VAR.
Then never stop play when another player goes down for whatever reason. Never stop play. Head collision, keep it rolling. Broken leg,
collision,
keep it rolling.
Head collision, they call it.
I understand that.
If somebody falls down, you keep going until the whistle's blown.
Yep,
I understand
was
that part.
2 seconds.
But I can't. I wouldn't condemn De Gea for staying down.
Was he hurt?
Was he? I don't know. I've never played football, so I don't know. I don't know what that feels like when you get your
60 minutes
your heel stepped on. I don't know what that feels like. I bet it hurts like fuck.
I actually think he stepped on his defender's foot and twisted his ankle. So, and I don't know where the other official was on that side. If he was down close enough to see that, he would have called that if it was a head injury. And,
Absolutely.
And so I don't know where he was, if he was on the right side to see it, but I don't think he stayed down. I mean, like you said, he probably stayed down so the official might see it, but I don't think he was doing it maliciously at the point. But a goalkeeper goes down. He was doing
it for the call.
Yeah, I don't, like Bruno makes some certain, he'll fall down multiple times, and you're like, yeah, I know, you know what the deal is here. I don't think De Gea was doing that. I mean, that's one of those things where you just let the play go. As an official, you have to let it go because you didn't see anything, right? And you can't just blow the whistle because you think something happened, right? So he didn't see anything. If VAR is supposedly doing its job, then you go to VAR, which VAR isn't doing its job, because I think VAR is one of those things. It's like how when you park in the street and you put your money in the meter, and then you forget, and you have that window where you might get a ticket unless you get out there quickly. I think that's what happens with VAR. If they don't feed it, it goes down and they can't see anything. And it happens to be when we're playing. And when a play could go our way, and then
don't get Mark started on that.
And then eventually they do put the coins back.
What am I getting started on?
On Arsenal fans complaining that we didn't get the call.
Oh my God, I've got like history here of.
That's what I'm saying. Don't get Mark started.
Volume. Like this.
I'm not saying you don't have a valid point. I'm just saying don't get him started.
It is what it is. Should De Gea sucked it up and gotten up? Absolutely. So many players today are guilty of trying to get that call. I don't know, because again, I don't. It looked like he stepped on the back of his heel, caught his Achilles a little bit. I've never played football. I've played basketball, and I've had people step on the back of my foot, and it fucking hurts like fuck. What gets me is that, and I had, it's like the ref brings the whistle to his mouth and then dropped it. That's the part that I don't understand. He intended to blow the whistle, and at the very last second changed his mind.
You know why? Because
that's the problem that I have with.
You know, he can't blow the whistle because that's why he sees a player goes down. He puts the whistle to his mouth, and then he has to think in that fraction of a second whether or not there actually was a foul. Yeah. And that's why he doesn't blow it, because he doesn't even know.
And I believe he spoke. He did
the right thing, because that's why he put. Because initially I thought he saw it and then hesitated and then decided to blow the whistle, but he never saw it. When he's putting that whistle to his mouth, that's when the ball's in the air going towards the goal, and he sees the goalkeeper curled up. That's what happens. That's why he puts the whistle to his mouth, but he didn't see anything. And I don't think they were speaking into his ear saying, guess what? You missed something there, right?
Yeah.
I think the officials can talk to each other. I don't know if that's on during at that point, but he didn't see it. He didn't make the calls, and that's the way it's supposed to work.
Right.
Yeah. And we're talking when he brought his whistle and put it down, that amount of time was like between the kick and it going behind the net. It was a quick, like, because he turned around, he was nearly following the shot. Turned around and was like, "Oh fuck! Wait, what? Goal? Yeah. Okay, no."
I think we can all agree that it was a rather strange play. It's not something that we've seen.
My problem with it is him and both Fred as well. So Fred, the ball's in the air, and instead of playing it, he's going, "The keeper's down. There's a foul. You're the one who stepped on him."
Yeah, like, but in the heat of the battle, he doesn't know that. In the heat of battle, I don't think he knows that. You can stick as someone that watched it on a video screen. You can say that, but in the heat of the battle, he doesn't know.
Fred,
was he pushed?
Fred,
was he pushed into the keeper? We don't know.
No, your goalkeeper's down on the ground. You're gonna do that.
Absolutely,
no doubt about it.
You defend your player.
I know. I'm just saying, I fucking hate that. And as much as a dive is like trying to get away with something, and you get a yellow card, I was like, hey, if he was just fucking laying there begging for a call, and you actually gave him the call, he should get a fucking yellow card for diving for
Well,
simulation.
it should have been a yellow
He
earlier,
was simulating that
Yeah.
Arsenal fouled him,
Yeah.
even though he was hurt, but for a second.
No, but
Anyway.
there was a yellow in the box that should have got called, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he dove, and that's why they didn't call it, right? Even the official even said no, it's not there. Well, why did you see him fall?
Yeah,
he didn't.
Well, that's an argument I have with people.
Is that
like,
not in
if
the
it's
rule
not a
book?
penalty, it should be a yellow card.
Yeah,
that's what I've always said. If somebody falls down in the box and they turn around like, what the fuck? And you're like, no foul, then it should be a fucking yellow card because you're trying to get us to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
they're
what
not
is
all
that?
cut
Is
and
that-
dry.
because for me the same.
Protestation.
Yeah, for me the same thing happens right when they actually do call the PK and they go and look at the VAR and VAR is like, there's nothing there.
Yeah,
but they can't retrospectively give the yellow. What's the point of that?
The yellows aren't like.
No, I know, but that doesn't make any sense. You actually called a PK because the guy cheated.
Yeah,
but but nobody gets punished. The only person that gets punished is the defense, right?
Yeah,
right. Because that play's still in the match. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I wish that was the only reason why we lost, but we have so many reasons why we lost today.
Okay, guys.
That just adds to the pile.
We're about to move on. I saw Stan in here for a moment, but you know, he may have backed out. But guys, we're about to move on to talk about the rest of the week. So I would just say, Gary, Tony, why don't you each give me your last thought about this match and looking forward to Everton. But give me your thoughts about this match. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah.
I think we started off well, but as soon as we got our goal, we went back to what we've been doing most of the season. Let the other team press us. We start playing the counter-attacking football. We don't go through for the throat. Just Arteta style. He seems to just rely all on defense. He can't play the whole game on defense, especially with White. Like the first goal, he fucked up 2 times in 30 seconds. That's how they got the first goal. And to me, I wish Arteta was fired in October because he's still not good enough. His substitutions suck. His man management sucks. Wrong total lineup. Just to me, this is a game we should have easily won. Should have been able to make a run for the top 4. Now I'm afraid what we do through the holiday fixtures. I thought if we won this, we'd have a good chance going into January, sign some players, actually have a chance at the top 4. Now I'm sitting there thinking, we'll probably finish 10th, 11th, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Have a little more faith.
Somewhere above there.
I mean,
Tony, okay. I just have to say I disagree with most of what you said.
Don't be taking my spot.
Now that I gave you your final thought, I was like, final thoughts? Yeah, I don't agree with you. Go away. Bye. Bye.
No, thanks.
Bye, Tony. No, I'm just kidding. No. I don't disagree with everything you said. But I don't know if I'm as doom and gloom as you. And I don't think this. I was not in the whole. This is another fucking free hit. Like, I hate that goddamn term. There are no free hits. You should be out to win every match. I was listening to so many different YouTubers out there this week, and some of y'all as well, and just like the people who are saying like, look, I would like to get a draw, but I just want a good performance. I don't expect us to win. I'm like, fuck you. We are the better team than them. We came out in the first 20 minutes. We were the better team than them. What happened somewhere in the match that we lose 3-2? Like, we have the better defense. How did we give up 3? Anyway, so what you're blaming that all on Arteta, and I don't know. I don't know. I blame some of it, a lot of it on Arteta, but I just don't know right now, man. Sorry, Tony.
Arteta and Ben White. Ben White fucked up.
Oh yeah, that's the one that I didn't agree with you. Ben White had a fucking cracker of a game. He had some blame in one of the goals, but you're always going to. Well, you're always going to when you're a center back. You're gonna have some of the blame. But I thought he put in some passes. He put in some really good passes. He made a couple good runs towards the end, but I don't know. All right, Gary, are you willing to give your last thoughts? But after you see what happened to Tony,
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be any different than what I said earlier, though. But I'm not as surprised as many. What they saw in the match. You bring on El Neni and you expect certain things out of him. You know he's not going to cause a threat going forward. So don't be surprised. So that's what we saw today. The game needed to change. Arteta sat on it. He does this all the time. So should I be surprised? No. Should I be? I'm not surprised, but I am upset that he keeps doing it and he's not learning. He keeps talking about the kids learning how to play football. He needs to learn how to manage too. So today's game was lost by both Arteta and the players. We always talk about the players. It's the players' fault once they get on the pitch. But I think the instructions and stuff like that were either given to them or the changes that needed to be made weren't made. Thus, we just weren't able to get a hold on this match. So blame goes all around today for me. It's opportunity lost again. And we didn't learn from, past games. This is a game you need to come out and win, and we didn't do it. We may have created a monster. We've done this multiple times. United didn't need us to give them any kind of incentive to play better going forward. From here on out. This is to me this is kind of the opposite of that West Ham match that we played last year, where we were able to escape with the 3 points. Right. And then from then on, they haven't looked back. This could be the same thing. I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
I thought that was going to happen with Palace because when we drew with Palace, they started going on a tear. And I was like, oh, fuck. Here we've created another one. But no, sorry.
Yes. This is not the monster we want to create because this is the one monster that can knock us out of top four if we even have a chance. So Arteta has to look at his team and say, you know what? I'm upset with you. But this is it's one loss. We've got another one coming up pretty soon. Got to forget about it. Everton, I think we're playing Everton at home, right?
Yeah,
so,
I think so too.
Yeah, so Everton, we need to come out. And if we can play like we did in the first 20 minutes, this match should be over. I don't know what to do about Aubameyang. I just don't know what to do.
Big team.
I don't know what to do. Martinelli actually showed me today that even when Saka came on, he had opportunities to shoot, which looked much better than what I thought. Aubameyang, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for that. And I don't think Arteta is strong enough and has the balls enough to make a serious move. Bench his captain, pull his armband, whatever it is. He needs to do something to wake the man up.
Yeah, but he has been woken up. He's playing much better than he did last season. He's playing with more purpose. I'm watching him play defense. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, but
he's challenging players. This is something that he's never done. Does he have to do better? Absolutely.
No. You're okay. You can't take. Nah, I don't. No. Let me say. Yes, he's doing all the things Arteta wants, but the things that he's really good at, which is supposedly scoring goals, no. And you know what? I know Arteta's asking him to do a lot, but guess what? He's the captain. He's supposed to do more than everybody else. That's his job. Not only as the captain, but as the person making the most money. Come on.
Well, we've had far too many shows set up on whether or not he deserves to be captain. So we'll just leave that for the archives.
No, definitely. But I mean, you know what? He's supposed to score. I don't care. That's his job to score. It doesn't matter what all the other things that he does that are helpful for the team. Yeah, I like that. But you know what? The one thing that cannot dip is your form and your scoring for him. That's his job. He has to put in 20 goals a year, or else you know what? He's not doing his job, right?
Yeah,
that's the only.
It's like going to a restaurant and being like, "Yo, the pastry chef over at this restaurant makes wicked ribeye steaks," and you're like, "What?" Yeah. Oh, and the martini, he can whip up a martini so nice. Oh, but how are the pies? He doesn't have time for that. Yeah. So there's no dessert. You're like, he's a pastry chef. Where are the pastries?
I think you will look away from his defense if he's putting shots away. All right. We do that all the time with our stars, right?
Fair enough,
you talk about Bruno. I think they talk about Bruno. He doesn't track back. He doesn't do as much defense, but he does put the ball away, and he did that today.
Yeah, that's all. I don't care.
So you neglect all those other things.
People calling Ronaldo a tap-in merchant. Good. He's a fucking straight. Let him be a fucking tap-in merchant.
The man's
Aubameyang has missed 2 tap-ins.
He's got
2 weeks.
800 goals, and he's a tap-in.
801, motherfucker.
Oh, sorry. Damn it. I was trying to take that one back. I was taking it back.
This show was about to be called 800 Ain't Enough. If we won. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, it was very good talking to you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys for coming in last minute and all that. But we got to move on because, as you know, this isn't an Arsenal show. It just happens to be on
an Arsenal show
after an Arsenal match. Okay,
no,
so
thank you for having me on.
But
everybody
thank you guys for being here. We hope to see you guys in happy hours, all that shit. But good to see you guys. All right, Mark. Sorry you didn't get to talk very much. And we took up 45 minutes.
Well, I'm gonna save my my words very brief, very succinct, and I'm gonna say the following: fuck off for letting United back into this fucking turn, this table.
Right?
Fuck off.
Like, come. I think that's why I'm so upset, Mark.
I was hoping for a draw.
I think that's why I'm so upset. I think you're right. Okay, let's move on and let's feed the beast that is the Stoop crew. And let's talk some happy shit. Imagine if I wore that jersey the other day and that kit the other day and they lost. They would be telling me to burn that shit. But Rafinha came up with a clutch penalty. And Mark, you and I were at the bar. We were at the store and watching it. And both of us, when Rafinha stood up, we were like, I don't know. And then he jumped and did the hop skipping, and we're like, and I didn't think he had actually scored, but he did, and he scored. So all the fantasy owners who own him were happy and all that. But there he is, Rafinha. So guys, let's talk Leeds United, Crystal Palace. Mark, your initial thoughts on that game?
It was a good win. It was a good win for Leeds. You know, this is something that I've been talking about the last couple of weeks. You know, is that they're slowly getting better and better and better. You know, and they look good given what they had. You know, given their injuries and all the things. You know,
very good. Okay, well, by the way, Rafinha can dance. I was thinking we should all try to do Rafinha's dance move and submit the video, and we'll put that on here. Screw TikTok. Speaking of being able to do the dance moves, we got a Leeds fan here. You want to talk to a Leeds fan? It's not one that we usually go to directly.
Why not? Why wouldn't we?
Oh, there he is. Mr. Tom in the house. Hey, Mr. Tom, how are you, man? We figured we'd get a Leeds fan on here, but Ben is sick this week. I don't know if you knew this. He has like laryngitis. He can't sing in the big opera play that he was in. But
get well soon, Ben. I hope it's nothing serious.
So, Mr. Tom,
get well. I was going to try and claim that he was going to crawl into my skin and use me as a disguise, but that's a bit dark.
All right, Mr. Tom, how did you feel about the Leeds United win? Yeah, Ben. No, you're sick. We don't want to get sick, so we can't have you on the show. Sorry, Mr. Tom, go ahead.
I'll tell you what, that game was an emotional roller coaster. Because for as much as we had attacking endeavour, you sat there and you thought, but do we have someone that can actually stick the ball in the net? And was it going to happen? Because the fear was always we would have possession, we'd knock the ball around, it'd be fucking lovely. Then we'd go down their end and then we'd lose possession. And on the turnover, Crystal Palace would be in our penalty box within about 25 seconds. And every time I needed to change my trousers.
Yeah. Benteke, man. Did Benteke let you guys off or what?
It's one of those, like similar to Harrison against Leicester, where it hit him and went over the bar. I don't know what to say about Benteke because he did what he was trying to do. He attacked the ball.
Yeah.
But it went wide. I'm glad it did. but I didn't think it was going to. Like, as that ball floated over and hit him, I just naturally thought, oh, it's going to hit the back of the net now.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't. And then, obviously, Crystal Palace, you can't put your hands up in the air in the penalty box, gentlemen. You just can't do that in 2021.
You just can't do that. Nope,
Yeah.
there's too many cameras these days.
Yeah, no doubt.
You just can't be doing that in football nowadays.
Nowadays, no. But you guys, I would say you guys for the most part, Leeds United looked the better team, like the more up for it. But Crystal Palace is a constant counterattack threat. Like it looked like you guys were controlling and losing the ball, but then getting it right back. But then all of a sudden, they're in the box, and there's Benteke, or not even Benteke, before, Edward and Conor Gallagher and everybody. It looked like they were always prone to, or not prone, but about to score. Yes. Even though I felt like you guys had more of the ball. And does that come down to not having the attacking presence of Bamford?
I don't want to be too negative on it because we got the points, but there was part of the game where you sat there thinking this is going to finish 1-0 to Palace. Like, it's got 1-0 to Palace all over it because of how much we would go forward, and then they basically did to us what we did to a lot of teams for the last couple of years, where they would throw the kitchen sink at us, and then we'd take it, and then we'd be in their box within 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say Junior Firpo in the second half, from the moment he took the booking, outstanding.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say that.
What do you think about that? Ben Ireland, after he got the yellow card, right? Because he came in and was like...
His first 4 minutes... his ropey 4 minutes that he always puts on, of course. But the actual 40 minutes, 45 minutes he was on, his link-up play was going forwards there. He was chasing back. We didn't concede a goal again. What can be said? Plus, there's the gif of him, or gif, sorry, however you call it, of him sinking to his knees when we scored the penalty, which is always a winner in the eyes of Leeds fans.
That's called a winner. Let me just see here.
Like to say, Leeds have not actually missed a penalty in the Premier League for about 20 years.
Oh, really? Nice.
Our last 15 we've scored.
I just feel bad today. I feel even worse today with Arsenal losing, because had we beat Man United, you guys would have been within 3 points of them. And as Ben said, for all the people who are saying Leeds United are in a relegation battle, 3 points behind Man United, they have to be in one as well, right? But we couldn't do that. So I'm sorry.
The truth is, we are in a battle, but then by the same token, there's 8 teams in that battle because of how tight the table is.
There's probably 10 teams in that. Like, because right now, do you mean to tell me like Everton isn't in a relegation battle right now? Where are they on the table? Everton.
They're 14th. 15 points. They're five up on relegation.
Like, Everton, Leeds, and Southampton all have 15 points. And the only one that I hear is in a relegation battle is Leeds United.
Well,
the thing I find fascinating about how people see football is Brentford are everyone's darlings this year, naturally. Yet they're 1 point in front of us, and we can surpass them on Sunday. Yet if you just heard people talk about them and talk about us, you'd think they were second and we were 19th. But we could be in front of them. It's funny.
Yeah, absolutely. And Aston Villa is right back as well. They're in 16th place, and they're doing great. If you talk to Villa fans, they're on the up and up.
They're doing okay.
They're gonna win the league, the bottom 10 league, half of the table league.
They should. They spent 150 million.
Yeah, they did spend a good amount of money. Okay, so what does this mean for Leeds United? You take this win, because everybody's been talking about Crystal Palace as this surging team. They're doing so well, all this. So you stop them in their tracks. Even if you don't get the penalty in the end of the match, a 0-0 draw with Crystal Palace, who has all the firepower that they do, and they
that would have been
playing,
it would have been disaster.
It would have been disaster.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
this
for the
was
simple
a
reason,
must-win.
right?
Like,
don't get me wrong.
Don't get it.
You could sit there.
Hold on.
You sit.
Crystal Palace has been a better team than Leeds United this season.
Sure.
Right?
True statement.
I don't mean a disaster because it's them. I mean disaster because we needed the points.
Yeah. This was almost a must-win for you, given your schedule coming.
List. Yes, that's why. Not because it's them specifically, and what they've done is irrelevant.
Gotcha.
But the fact is, we couldn't go into that on the back of 2 0-0 draws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Because then it would have made Sunday, and Sunday's a big game, but it would have been unbearable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So next up, Leeds United have Brentford. So why don't we go ahead and talk about Brentford Tottenham? Brentford Tottenham 4-0, 17-0?
No, 2-0.
2-0. It seemed like 10-0.
I think at some point at halftime of the Arsenal match that the announcers
they said
4-0, but no, not even close.
So Mr. Tom, you guys go over to Brentford, or you go to London, right?
To us. No, they're coming to us.
Okay, so they come in to see you guys, and I would have said two or 3 weeks ago, I would have said you guys probably won't beat Brentford. Seeing them play against Tottenham, like this scoreline says too much about Tottenham's defense, and I think it really needs to say more about Brentford as a whole.
I don't think it really says much about either. It's the result you would expect to happen. Tottenham to comfortably beat them.
To be perfectly honest, I would say you're wrong if Raya is in the net.
But
Raya is a quality keeper.
But he's not.
And he's not, and this is the result that you get, against Spurs.
Well, that means your keeper has been keeping you in the lead.
Yep. Absolutely. He was very, very good for them. He was part of that defense that I was saying earlier in the season that was so good. And now he's out with knee injury. They're not so good.
What makes Sunday actually quite interesting is they're going to have penciled in this match as a match they think they can win. And we're going to have it penciled in as a match we think we should win. So both teams are going to play in such a way where they're both going to try and win, basically. And it's going to get vicious and rough. I'm not sure if it is, Jimmy, because I'm stuck in the dungeon.
Yeah.
So,
and Via Martin, good to see you, Via Martin. Much love going out to you, brother. He says, look at the form guide over the last 10 games. Last 10 games. Well, last 10, Jesus. So that's just not.
I don't know if that's almost the whole season.
That's just like excluding
the season.
Them beating the shit out of Arsenal.
Because they started really well. They won like 3 out of the first 4 or something.
Yeah.
But aside from that burst of form,
they lost 5. I believe they lost like 5 in a row, and then they drew, they won, they drew. I believe, and then lost this. So no, Leeds are definitely on an uptrend. And Brentford are kind of on a downtrend right now. But I agree with Chris Baldwin there saying without Meslier, Leeds would be in the bottom 3. I believe Leeds has kept Meslier has kept you guys in a lot of these games. He even saved
but without Mendy, Chelsea wouldn't have won half the games they won.
Yep. And without Ramsdale, we would be in a fucking relegation.
There you go.
We would be in a relegation battle without Ramsdale.
And without Tim Krul, Norwich might be in the Champions League. No, I don't know about that. But
and without King Arthur, they just would have been some dudes sitting around a table.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so Spurs win. Fuck off. I don't care. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about some other team because we've got 30 seconds left in the show and we've done 3 matches. Let's see who else we got. is Director John. He's doing other things.
He's spinning the roulette wheel.
Okay, Southampton versus Leicester. I wanted to ask you guys, was it shocking to see Southampton put up 2 against Leicester? Because I don't know if you watch my show, you two, who are here for every single show. I keep saying how Leicester give up 2 goals a game. And as soon as Southampton put up 2, I was like, yeah, did you expect anything different?
I didn't just give up 2 goals. They gave up 2 goals from short corners. Both goals were practically identical in how they were set up.
And every other coach is like, got it. Cool.
And, this was a match that Southampton never trailed in.
Jamie Vardy missed a chance that I would have bet my house on him scoring.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. It weren't as bad as Benteke, but still, it's Jamie Vardy, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Oh, we're talking about those 2 now. Wonderful.
Newcastle 1-1. Timu Pukki is spoiling the Newcastle party. Of course, I
gotta feel bad for Newcastle, man. You get a red card in like the first 10 minutes of the match. You go ahead 1-0. And you nearly hold on.
Yeah.
You can't take one for the team in the 8th minute. That's absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst part is there was another defender coming in. Like, they might have actually stopped him. They probably wouldn't have, but that's not the point. Took a pointless red card.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. I would let him shoot. All right. Watford, Chelsea. God, I was hoping Watford could do more in this, because once you score the 1 goal against Chelsea and my keeper and my defenders lose their clean sheet, then I want you to score like 50.
Right.
Like, if we're not going to keep a clean sheet, Chelsea, then give up 100 goals, please. So Watford, they're just not good enough. They got a goal.
They're certainly entertaining.
They
are very entertaining.
Chances at 1-1.
Yeah.
The chances they missed at 1-1, you knew how the game was going to go. Yeah. Similar to how I thought Palace were going to go down the other end and score, Chelsea actually went down the other end and scored.
Yeah,
and that was it.
Yeah. And I think the goals were like by Mason Mount, and he had the assist to Ziyech as well.
Scored, I believe.
Fucking anytime Chelsea's midfielders make you pay, that means you had a bad game, because their defenders are the only ones who really score. Okay, moving on. West Ham to Brighton, the perennial draws.
There was a lot of draws this week. I think there was 6.
But Brighton is like, we're going to draw our way to the Champions League one day. Just wait. Just wait. We're going to get there someday by drawing against everybody.
I think West Ham is sending some flowers to the Man United dressing room.
What's up, Bono?
Holding you guys back.
Imagine West Ham with Jesse Lingard, man. But
that's why they're not going to finish in the top 4. I know no one thinks they're going to finish in the top 4, but it confirms why they won't finish in the top 4.
Right.
Because that's the game you have to win at 1-0 up in the 90th minute.
Is that what happened? They lost in the 90th.
Yeah, it was very late.
Yeah.
I don't like Maupay. But see, Bobby, what a goal from him. Yeah.
I thought so too. I thought it was quality.
You do that, but you miss 100 other chances? Like, for real, this was the problem with Brighton last year. Or No. It's why they were winning this year, because last year they had the same problem where they were the better team and they had more shots in a lot of their matches, but nothing went in. They just couldn't finish. And the beginning of this year, when they were winning games, they were finishing. Goals were going in. Trossard was scoring. Fucking Maupay was scoring. And then these past few matches, their defense has let goals in, and I don't know. I fucking hate Brighton. I'm done with Brighton.
Brighton haven't been winning games for about 2.5 months, though. Everyone's talking like, oh, they're doing so well. When did they win?
No, the manager even said it. He was like, all the fans are booing because we drew against Leeds.
Don't get me wrong. For him, no, I can understand why he would be annoyed, because
No, he's not
compared to
annoyed.
where
He's
the club
annoyed at the
was.
fans.
Yeah.
He's
No, that's
annoyed
what
at the
I'm saying.
fans.
I can understand him being like, what are you complaining about? 10 years ago, you were in the fourth tier of English football, passing a bucket around the crowd to try and fundraise to keep your club going. I'd be furious if I was him. But at the same time, a lot of the pundits talk about Brighton, and I basically sit there looking at them thinking, are you looking at the same team I'm looking at? So it's a bit of in between.
Yeah.
Their fans should be happy where they are, but I still think where the wind's going to
Fucking
come from.
Brighton fans, those what are the chip stealers should be ecstatic. What are you talking about, man? Get out of here. Let's go to Merseyside. We're at Merseyside. Here we go. Everton 1-4. I would call it, if I was Everton, this is a win. We did better than Arsenal.
One thing about this game.
I told you guys on the show that Liverpool was going to score 4 on these guys.
Did you?
I did. Because I counted them
Mark,
up. Will they score 1? Will they score 2? Will they score 3? Will they score 4?
You captained Jota, didn't you?
I did. I captained Jota. And this was also the match that proved Lolo wrong. Salah can score when he plays with Jota.
No, he's scored multiple times. I said his numbers are down with Jota, but
it certainly wasn't down in this game.
This game he was good, and you know what? I had the better fullback as well. I had Andy Robertson. I didn't get rid of him for.
That's because
Alonso,
you couldn't decide, and time was ticking down. Had you not been in a time crunch, you may have made the move.
I had all the time in the world. I looked at my team. Like I'm like 2 a.m. Like maybe what if I get fucking Lamptey and I move him over here? You know, like that. That's me. But as I said, if you can't think, if you don't know what to do and it's driving you crazy, just fucking keep the transfer.
Yeah,
so now I have
tight.
2 trans. So now I'm sitting back going, okay, Pookie got a goal. You know, Robertson got 2 assists. Robertson was the best scoring defender out of all of Chelsea and Liverpool and City, probably.
How many points did he get?
9, I think. Anyway,
Diaz got 9.
We're branching out.
Can I tell you something I noticed about that game that I found quite funny?
No, we don't have time. We got to move on.
No, it might be the quickest that fans ever left the ground. Because I noticed in
they
the
left
26th
at like
minute, fans were leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's you've paid money as well, and it's
no. I would not leave. I'm sorry, I wouldn't leave because the madder I got at the performance of my team, the more I would want to stay there to fucking give it to him. Did you guys see the Everton match? The end of the Everton match, there was a clip where a fan ran onto the pitch, like as everybody's like cheering and stuff, ran all the way on the pitch and went up and chastised the Everton defenders. Yo, Bono, fucking sweet, man. Thank you for the 20, man. I appreciate it.
Their performance was embarrassing.
Yeah, their performance.
And I'll say that as a team. My team lost the game 5-1, but they were embarrassing.
Yeah. That was embarrassing.
They're supposed to be better.
Big up to Bono. Good to see you, man. Thank you. I'm not sure why you decided to just throw a 20 at us, but I do appreciate it, and I am gonna drink to it. Cheers, brother. Much love, Bono. And then Jimmy says, "What a waste of 40 pounds."
I think he was talking about the people leaving early.
I thought he was talking about Bono. What a waste of 40 pounds. I was like, that conversion rate is crazy right now of the euro to pounds. I'm gonna have to get up and go to dinner soon. So moving on. Wolves Burnley 0-0. God, Wolves are boring, Mark. What a boring performance. What is wrong with your team right now?
I don't know. I don't know. Here's you know, Sean Dyche put like 8 people in the box and kept them there the entire game.
The Dyche special.
When you have those many people clogging up in front of the net, you're not going to score. he was just like, this is what's going to happen, and if we get lucky, we get lucky. This is the game plan for Burnley. You know,
I imagine
I
your
expected
manager's
a
gonna be
little
pleased.
more. I expected a little more spirit from Burnley, given that they had 10 days rest. You know, we didn't get we this much. This much is what we lost by, because had Traore's shot, which was a cannon off his foot, hits the crossbar. If it's half an inch lower, it goes in.
Maybe he shouldn't put baby oil on, or maybe he should put baby oil on his feet.
Maybe
on his laces.
Maybe he should do
they
something.
Have rainbow
I have
laces?
no idea. I have no idea. Not having Neves really hurt, because Dendoncker is obviously not going to put fear in anyone's heart in the middle. He is ridiculously slow. But we just don't have anybody that can create. We miss Podence. He's got COVID or tested positive for COVID. I'm not making excuses. We got one more point than Arsenal did.
You definitely did, man. And look, those are important, as we know.
And also, look,
Brighton's about to fucking
Burnley's
draw
in
to the
form.
Europa League.
Burnley is in good form. They have
last season.
They've won like 5. They have not lost in 6 games. They're in good form.
Yeah,
but that's what they do. They just y'all stay back here, and good luck scoring on us. And that's the game plan, you know.
Yeah.
I think there was some exciting moments for Wolves, but I don't think you can, based on the style of play of Burnley, you're not going to have an exciting game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we only dropped to 7th, 8th place.
Yeah. Oh, and Arsenal is still there.
8th place, tied with Man U. We get Liverpool next. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's at Liverpool. We'll see what happens. You know, I don't feel it's going to be a terrible result for Wolves. I don't expect them to win, but you never know.
They'd be so happy to see us in 15th.
You know, we'll see.
And with 15 points, the good thing is it's all still so close.
Yeah. I mean, there's really nobody. There's no separation. There's no separation.
We've been teetering between like 17th and.
I mean, we're 3 points from 4th.
Yeah. Well, we will be. I think we talked about every match that mattered. Man City won again. Chelsea won again. Liverpool won again. Draws. You got dirty draws. There you go. Not sure what we're doing there. But we just no, I'm not going to tell you guys about that right now. I'll tell you guys about that next week. But yeah, so that's it for the show for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Mark, thank you for sticking through us angry Arsenal fans, not letting you talk for about 45 minutes.
It wasn't the first time. You know, I just learned over the years. Ben Ireland, thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate that.
Yo,
Every
Ben,
little bit helps
to
keep this train a running.
Yeah.
You know,
it's been a crazy week. This was a weird 5:30 show. I like it. I like it. Except that I didn't cook dinner, so I still need to do that. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But Mr. Tom, thank you for joining us. And I want to thank Gary from Don't Waste the Tweet. And also Tony, the Sooner, the Sooner Gooner. Hey, Rob Greenleaf, good to see you, brother.
The Zoom master.
Yeah.
Gary says, doubt. Mark, you were on the show tonight. I missed you. Exactly.
I was breathing heavy.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much for joining us. And sorry if we made you watch the Arsenal Man United match. It didn't turn out great, but we will see you guys tomorrow for we are doing a weekend watch list tomorrow and then a happy hour at 7 p.m. So we will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And Mr. Tom, don't forget to let Mo Master out. He probably has to pee by now.
Probably has to pee at this point.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
We will see you guys tomorrow.
It's a bit messy.
Peace.
Peace from Brooklyn. Yeah.